So what are friendships like?
You know what? It's so tricky about the friendship.
That's funny, friendships at her age.
Every friend that he has is his best friend.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Kat Juan Ledesma. I'm a writer, educator, wife, and new mother of two. Parenting has definitely been my most exciting journey, but it also comes with a lot of questions. So I've asked a few friends and experts to share what they've learned from their own parenting adventures. We've compiled the best stories and tips in the hopes that their experiences will enlighten yours. This is The Parent Files.
Brought to you by the Parenting Emporium and Ask Off Lagundi, the #1 natural cough remedy.
He actually loves being in the company of other kids. So he loves to be playing with other kids, but it's always harder for him because we've been moving around places. So every time we move, he has to try to fit in again, and he really craves being in a group of people. And we try to teach him, na if they don't feel comfortable with your company, it's okay. Just step aside, play with other people as well. Right now, it's very interesting because from an all-boys school, he's being friends with girls. And he'd come home, "Mommy, I played with so-and-so." And I'd be surprised, that he does well with the little girls rather. Because that means na parang, he knows how to deal with them, how to be with them.
Again, I think friendships depend on the personalities of each child. Mateo's an easygoing person. Mateo has a group of friends, whereas my daughter just prefers to stick to one friend.
From what I hear from the stories at school, I think the friendships are still very flexible. So she hasn't really had, let's say, one particular set or one particular person to be her only friend or her best friend. She'll spend more time with some than others, but very easily we'll hear by the next day, by the next week, she's playing with a different group.
Friendships at this age are actually very exploratory. At the same time, I notice they have a lot of petty quarrels. It's also the age when they're very possessive, I think, of friends. So if they have someone whom they're going out with and suddenly there's a third person who joins the group, there's kind of like a little tug of war going on, but it's hard for them to share, I think. The concept of sharing a friend with someone else is a little bit difficult. So they have a lot of play dates, but I think they have yet to establish like a real barkada. So it's very true. It's like today she can be my best friend, and then tomorrow, I have a new best friend.
So our children, even though they're homeschooled, so they attend several classes with other kids, and so that's where they find their friends. But as homeschoolers, we also see that the kids ages 6 to 8, at least in our circle, they're more welcoming to other kids. They play even if they don't know the names of their playmates. And I really find it sweet because I've heard of stories, for example, in schools where that doesn't happen, that there's bullying, etc. But in our experience, it's really more of kids are so welcoming of others.
Fortunately, we haven't encountered bullying yet, but we discuss it with him.
No, we've been very lucky. Even when Lana was in a traditional school, there were 40 in her class. Everyone was so nice to her.
Yes, we've had our share of mean girls and frenemies. I just had to talk to Macy because mean girls want you to feel inferior and they want you to feel not good about yourself. So we just had to process it with her, and it also helped a lot that we encouraged her to talk to the life coaches to help them deal with it.
Our eldest was bullied. We noticed it only because he was picking on his younger brother in a way that wasn't normal. So I asked him and I said, "Why are you doing that?" And then he kept quiet. So we kind of took it from there, and we realized that he was being bullied in school. His grades dropped, but with a little help, we took him to a psychologist. And at the same time, we also tried to fix our relationship with him, being more open. And eventually, he was able to get over it. Now we see a big change in his grades, in his attitude. Yeah.
We've had an experience.
Yeah,
Yeah, we could see that there was a change
There was
in
a
his
problem.
mood
And then
that time.
later on, he tells me that he has an issue with this guy that keeps bothering him. So I ask him, why? What's the problem? And he tells me he doesn't know. All of a sudden, this guy just starts bothering him. In terms of dealing with it, what I told him was, well, the best way to really solve this problem is to talk to the guy. What's your problem? What did I do to you? What caused all of this? At first, he was hesitant about it, right? Of course, because it was a confrontation. But I told him, you're not gonna fight with him or anything. You're just gonna ask him what the problem was. When my son confronted him, the guy said, oh, you said this to me. You insulted me. And then my son realized, I didn't know I said that. So they kind of apologized to each other. And then, they just said, okay, so since we established this, let's just stop bothering each other. And then they solved it.
Special thanks to Gautier and 27 Annapolis Boutique Residences.